We are talking about SPF and DKIM. These are two things to do with email authentication. Please don't be scared. You don't even need to know what this stuff means. It doesn't matter what those initials stand for. Nobody cares. What we care is that your SPF for ActiveCampaign and other sending platforms is sorted out, that your DKIM for ActiveCampaign and for other sending platforms is sorted out, and that you know how to check it. And the bottom line is, here's your email. We want it to get from us, the senders, to little dude over here. That means it needs to carry with it some little badges. If it doesn't have the little badges on, it's not likely to land in the email inbox. You have to have these two badges. You have to have SPF and DKIM. And our focus is on ActiveCampaign as the sender. But if you're using other platforms, the stuff that I'm teaching you still applies. So I'm happy for you to be here, even if you're not an ActiveCampaign user. This is all about making sure that our emails, our precious content that we've spent time making, gets delivered to the inbox citadel, which means it's got to get past the guards of the citadel who are fighting off the spammy pirates. This is good for everyone. Nobody wants email inboxes full of spam. Now, if that has left you feeling absolutely bewildered, I want you to go to this blog, slickbusiness.co/deliv. That's going to give you stuff you just need to know and understand when we're talking about deliverability, what it means and why it's important. So let's assume that we're okay with what deliverability is. I'm going to go straight in now to explaining in more detail what SPF and DKIM need for you to do, how they need to be set up. Okay, and we're going to start off with ActiveCampaign's SPF requirements. Here's the good news. ActiveCampaign is very kind to you on the SPF front. If you are an ActiveCampaign sender and you have verified your email, meaning ActiveCampaign have verified that you own that email address, and that's usually just done with, they send you an email, you click a link in it. Okay, they're happy. You own this email address. Once that's done, ActiveCampaign does the SPF stuff for you. You don't have to do anything else. All right. Now, I should warn you that you may see people saying, oh, you've got to have alignment. You've got to have a full pass on SPF. It's got to be listed in your DNS records. These things are not actually true because ActiveCampaign does a perfectly adequate job of dealing with SPF authentication for emails you send via ActiveCampaign. Okay, so hooray, heave a big sigh of relief. You do not need to do anything on that one. Well, that was easy. Let's go on to the next one though, which is what happens if you're sending from other platforms. ActiveCampaign is not the only platform that sends emails for you. The biggest ones, Google Workspace and Outlook. If you are using other platforms that send email on your behalf, many of them require you to have SPF set up. That means that you are going to need to go and check that the SPF record in your DNS includes the correct items for those sending platforms. Here's an important thing. You should only have one SPF record. I'm going to show you what that one SPF record might look like. You see this bit, this end here, V equals SPF1. That's what the start of the DNS record will look like. And then over at the far end of it, it probably says the funny squiggly thing and the word all. And then in between, there should be some include this thing, this thing, this thing. In this example, this one here that I've highlighted in yellow, that's the ActiveCampaign one if you wanted to go a step further, which you do not have to do. This one, include_spf.google.com, that's the Google Workspace one. This one over this end, this is the one for Postmark, which is a tool I use in my business for sending emails. So this is what an SPF record looks like. Any platforms that you send from that require you to have an SPF record, you should be able to see it in there and you should be aware of which platforms are covered in your SPF record. So I want you to go look at your DNS records. Even if you've never been in there before, go take a look. Remember, ActiveCampaign does all the heavy lifting for you on this particular one. You do not have to have the SPF bit in there for ActiveCampaign. Let's move on to DKIM. You do need to create and have DKIM records for ActiveCampaign. For ActiveCampaign to be able to send and take those badges with your emails, there needs to be a DKIM record for ActiveCampaign in your DNS record. Now, for ActiveCampaign, usually that looks like two records that have the word CNAME written on the front of them. There's an older version too that says TXT and then some DKIM stuff for ActiveCampaign. And it does mean you need to either check that you've already got it and then breathe a sigh of relief, or you need to do something about it. Equally, if you are sending from those other platforms, Google Workspace, you've got Microsoft Outlook, or you're using a tool like Bonjoro or Postmark, any number of things that send emails on your behalf using your domain address, nearly all of them require you to have a DKIM record that you need to go and put in your DNS records. Platforms will make it easy for you to do just their bit, but that isn't enough because you've got to have DKIM records for every platform that sends on your behalf. Otherwise, your emails will not have the special little badges. The mailbox providers will look at it and be like, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure I'm going to deliver it. So put the DKIM record in there. This is the ones for ActiveCampaign. So if right now you're thinking, I don't even know if I have my DKIM for ActiveCampaign in my DNS records. Go to your DNS records, which are usually held with your hosting, and this stuff you're looking for. You see that bit where it says AC DKIM? Just look for that string on the page. And if you see 2 records, you've got it covered. While you're there, I want you to also look and see, have I got other records here that have that string DKIM in them? If you have, those are DKIM records. And if you're really lucky, you'll have something like I've got in mine, which is a little place where you can put comments. You see the speech bubbly thing there? That's where I can put comments that remind human squidgy me or my developer what those records are there for. So that one has a note that says, this is ActiveCampaign's DKIM record, and this also is ActiveCampaign's DKIM record, because they need 2. I'm going to show you now how to check. You see up there at that top corner, it says slickbusiness.co/check. If you put that into your browser, you're going to come to this page. If you put in your domain in the little box up at the top there, don't type in the HTTPS bit or the www bit. Just put in your domain. Run the thing and see what happens. If you get a green tick here on the DKIM bit, you're good for your ActiveCampaign DKIM. But here's the thing you need to know. That tick there does not cover the other platforms that you're sending from. The middle column is for your SPF. The one on the far end here, that's DMARC. So slickbusiness.co/check. That's where you want to go and see what you got. Now, I'm expecting that some of that has caused you to feel uncomfortable, a bit panicked, a bit unsure about things. We have got a ton on our blog. Start with that one. Work your way through from there. It's going to settle you down. You'll feel better about it. If you want my help to get it done quickly, you need to join the ActiveCampaign Academy. We have the world-class, quick-to-do training course. It's never failed with anyone to get someone through everything they need to get done for authentication. And I would love to see you in there.